Real Betis, and there was one sole goal coming from 20-year-old Pablo Garcia, and that goal came at the 83rd minute. So the match was 0-0 for the longest.
Get into it. There was action last night as well as Leeds United and Nottingham Forest faced each other once again, having faced each other this past weekend in the Premier League. They renewed their rivalry in the Carabao Cup, and it was Leeds once again that emerged victorious as they had their defenders to thank. Well, firstly, Daniel James as well as James Justin getting on the score sheet to earn Daniel Farke's side a hard-fought victory and make it 2 successive victories at the City Ground in just a few days for the Tricky Tree. So yeah, quite a brilliant performance from them, and yeah, you expect a strong season from Leeds, or at least I am.
Well, after this, 2 wins against Nottingham. We did see 1 goal over the weekend and 2 yesterday night. So I'm sure Daniel Farke will be pretty happy with his team performance so far. Now, we do, of course, have a video. We have the words that Daniel Farke and Nico Elvedi after this second win against Nottingham Forest in the matter of just a couple of days.
First and foremost, with a win, because this is why you play this round of, you want to go through into the next round. That's the most important topic. But especially also with the performance, because it was a tight game on Saturday, but today I think still a tight game, because each every situation can change a game, but I think it was never in doubt that it was a well-deserved win. So I was a bit concerned at halftime that we didn't reward ourselves, because even the first half we were excellent, created so many good moments, and sometimes even with the counter-attack or deflected strike, sometimes you can lose the momentum, but not today. We were on it, and I think fully deserved win, and the level of performance today was excellent.
Yes, I enjoyed very much. It was a tough game, very hard. Also for me, it was the first 90 minutes. But just happy that we won this game and going to the next stage.
Well, that was the coach Daniel Farke with Nico Elvedi, then one of the players that they win yesterday against Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest, that is a side that has had a tough beginning of this new season. Of course, only 2 matches played, both against Leeds, as we mentioned, and 2 losses for new manager Oliver Glasner. Now, we do have the words of Oliver Glasner talking about what he thinks so far is the difference between him or his side, Nottingham Forest, and the winning side, Leeds.
Started our process. I think they are together now for 2 or 3 years, and always adding 1 or 2 or 3 players, and this is what we could see, is much more stability in the team. And whereas we really were struggling in a few moments today, we made too many mistakes. It was really playing with their pressure, we knew, but we just took many wrong decisions. That's how we gave them their chances and how we gave them their goals. And on the other side, we had 2 or 3 moments where we had good opportunities, we didn't take them. But again, that's the reality, and that's important for me also to accept, and not blaming anybody else for something, because then nothing changes. So it's just us, it's just we who can change this, and this is what we will do.
That is Oliver Glasner talking after his side's defeat at the City Ground once again. And while you guys may have not been able to see that game, there's a plethora of action still left to enjoy as far as the Carabao Cup. Second round action continues tonight, and we have a specific and a very special game on SportyTV tonight. As you can see, Tottenham Hotspur take on Charlton Athletic in the second round of this particular competition. It should be a very tantalizing affair, but that's not the only game that you guys that's happening today, excuse me, as the likes of Bradford City will be taking on Burnley, as well as Newcastle United taking on West Bromwich Albion, and then Preston North End will be welcoming Everton to their home ground, excuse me. But our feature game on SportyTV that you guys can watch on the SportyTV app is that of Tottenham Hotspur taking on Charlton Athletic. And as we know, the Lily Whites have not begun the season in a good way, losing this past weekend their opening Premier League encounter against Brentford 3-0. Surprisingly enough, when much was made of their, star-studded signings, when they brought in the likes of Van Hecke, Mateus Fernandes, Sandro Tonali, and a plethora of other talents to reconstruct the side that was struggling in the Premier League, narrowly avoiding relegation last season, and now they're looking to redeem themselves, but they didn't get off to the bright start. They'll be hoping they can get back to winning ways when they take on the Addicts. It's going to be a tough test, no doubt, because they themselves are in in some relatively good form, all things considered. So let's see which of these sides is going to emerge victorious today. And you guys, like I said, can catch it for free right here on SportyTV. So make sure to do the right things.
Of course, exciting match tonight in the Carabao Cup fixtures. Now, the last time these two met each other was back in 2011. Now, in the third round of the FA Cup, this is the second round. So they're meeting at similar stages towards the beginning of the competition. But as Camochello mentioned, Tottenham has had a rough beginning of the season, losing 3-0 against Brentford over the weekend. And they also haven't kept a clean sheet in over 18 matches that they've played between, Premier League and other competitions, of course. And going up against Charlton, I've mentioned the last time they met was 15 years ago, but all the 5 times that they met each other, Tottenham's Hotspur were the ones to get the win. So I think Spurs fan can be rather safe. I would like to say that tonight it should be a rather easy win, but you never know. I feel like sometimes small sides, when they face bigger sides, especially in cups, you sometimes never know the outcome. I mean, I remember Manchester United last year.
Yes.
Against
Grimsby Town.
Against
Grimsby. Yeah.
Grimsby Town, yes. Exactly. Sorry, you said I heard they were beaten out or something. But yeah, no, you just never know. I feel like things could really change on the day. Yeah,
exactly. And yeah, the Addicts will be hoping to continue their fine form, because they're only one of 3 sides to, have a 100% record in the EFL Championship so far, included Preston as well as, Millwall, as well as West Bromwich Albion, who of course are also taking part in the Carabao Cup later tonight. But while defensive issues, as you alluded to, that crazy 18 matches without a clean sheet is absolutely crazy. But while they may need reinforcements in the back, they have been active in the market, continuing to buy as far as their attack is concerned. And they recently acquired the services of Brazilian Savio. He wants to be called Savio now. No more Savinho.
He used to be known as Savinho, now Savio. You did see even the new shirt was changed with Savio.
Exactly.
So Savio has joined Tottenham Hotspur. And the manager, Roberto De Zerbi, was asked why he decided to sign this player, because we know he's been lacking goals when he was at Manchester City and in his past few seasons. So the press had a couple of questions to De Zerbi. Let's hear what the Italian manager had to say.
Listen, I'm working football from a long time. I think to understand, I think to be able to understand the potential of the players, especially for these players. I was a player, I played in the same position of Savio. He's different player in one-to-one. And we have to be good, so good to complete the qualities of Savio. Because if we are so good to complete the qualities of Savio, we find a top player.
That is Roberto De Zerbi saying, justifying the acquisition of the Brazilian, despite the fact that, he hasn't been as prolific as many would have thought in English football when he arrived from Girona. We all remember that wonderful season that the Catalan side had, and he was a key part of that. But ever since arriving at Manchester City, he has failed to replicate those heights. But he'll be hoping to remedy that as he arrives in North London to see and rejuvenate his career, because he's still quite a young player, and it seems he has the belief of Roberto De Zerbi. So let's see whether his exploits, or he can kind of, redeem himself in that way. Many are expecting big things for him, as we know. And it is alleged that the Lily Whites have signed him from Manchester City for a figure of 87 million euros, which is quite crazy. The market's crazy. I don't want to lie. Every time I see these figures,